Hi, I'm Tyler, a senior at Fossil Ridge High School in the Keller Independent School District.
And I'm Karina, a senior at Central High School. This is an exciting time in Keller ISD as we continue to grow. Want the latest scoop on what's going on?
Well, we've got it covered right here on the Keller Notebook.
Here at Timberview Middle School, one of Keller ISD's newest campuses, which opened just this year.
That's right. As the student population continues to rise, currently over 33,000 kids, the district boasts 24 exemplary and 8 recognized schools out of its 38 campuses, as rated by the Texas Education Agency.
And we have a packed show for you today. Coming up,
Victoria and I are here at the Keller ISD Administration Building to learn why our schools are the safest in Texas.
I'm at Trinity Meadows Intermediate School to meet Keller ISD's latest Texas Teacher of the Year finalist, our third in 5 years.
Did you know that Keller ISD is in the middle of a public school funding crisis? Well, I'm here at Carroll Senior High School to attend an unprecedented public forum held by 3 local districts to find the truth.
And I'm going to show you how this pinwheel can mean peace at Keller Harville Elementary School. It's going to be really fun.
Okay, lots to get through. We've better get started.
Keller ISD has opened 22 new schools in the last 11 years as our student population has more than doubled. To find out about the district's newest campuses, let's turn it over to Sylvia and Jonathan, who are here for a very important occasion.
Thanks, guys. And as you said, this is a very important day in Timberview Middle School history, as this forward-thinking KSD campus holds their very own dedication. And here to help with the proceedings is our very own Sylvia Byrie. Now, Sylvia, what makes this middle school so unique?
Well, first of all, it's grades 5 through 8. It's an integration of technology and learning and all the unique design elements.
That's great, and as I understand, you'll be taking part in the proceedings here yourself.
Yes, that's right. I will be presenting the resolution on behalf of Texas State Representative Vicki Truitt.
We'll go out there and break a leg, girl.
Welcome to Timberview Middle School and our dedication ceremony. We're very happy that you're here with us today. It's the foundation of 21st century skills that our students must acquire to be the leaders of tomorrow. And we're grateful to each of you for being an important part of this journey. We look forward to discovering the Timberview way together.
Since this school is different from other middle schools, I think it will allow students to mature quicker and obtain a different perspective of learning and a different atmospheric experience.
I think I can speak for everyone in saying that this is a beautiful, new, and innovative campus. There's a new journey. Timberview is on it, and we're excited about that. Education is not filling of a pail, but it is the lighting of a fire, and that is what we will do here.
I'm sure that everyone here today would agree that a great school is much more than innovative technology. It's teaching, encouragement, expectations, and accomplishments that take place in this building every day that are the heart and soul of Timberview Middle School.
I'm here with Mrs. Carrie Jackson, the new principal of Timberview Middle School. Mrs. Jackson, what about this new middle school excites you most?
I think the level of student engagement and the things that are going on at school excite me the most. Having the opportunity for kids to be involved in school, have a say in what goes on in the school, and just give the school direction for future years to come. That's the thing that excites me most about Timberview.
Here I am with Malcolm Mulroney, who works in the Keller ISD construction. Would you like to tell me about the unique design features of this campus?
There are a number of unique design features. The first is that it's a 5th grade through 8th grade campus. The other thing that we try to do is create open spaces where children would have the flexibility of controlling their learning environment. We also went with a lot of green technologies. This building will be LEED certified with a 25% savings in electricity, 42% savings of water, increased insulation. We've also got a solar panel array. So we're really trying to create an environment of learning for these kids.
I would have to say my favorite part about being the middle school is we have a lot of technology like iMacs, iPads, iPod touches, and it's easier and faster way to express your thoughts and stuff to the teachers.
Erica, can you tell me about these new innovative whiteboards?
Well, these are really cool because you can share ideas on one side, and then when you flip it around, you can see the groups work on the other side, and they're really neat because you can collaborate with the other students.
This is definitely a cool and innovative place to learn.
It sure is.
But it's not the only new campus to open up in Keller ISD. Isn't that right, Gunnar?
That's right, John. I'm here at Keller ISD's other brand new campus, and it's also special. It's the first campus in Keller ISD history to bring together both general and special education students enrolled in early childhood programs under one roof.
That's right, Gunnar. It also frees up space on the elementary schools and allows collaboration between all the special education teachers now that they're at this one location.
Well, let's get this dedication underway. Now, Ingrid, you're a part of it. You'd better go get ready.
That's right.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for coming to this wonderful dedication ceremony for the Early Learning Center. Words cannot describe how excited and proud I am for this day to arrive. When our district and community began the vision for an Early Learning Center, who would have thought that the vision would have turned to an amazing place that we're sitting in today? Our staff is dedicated to providing a caring heart, great teaching, and engaging learning experiences for all our students.
The Keller Early Learning Center is going to help build a strong foundation of learning and working hard so these children are better prepared for their futures. To be successful, you have to have drive and focus in everything that you do. Also, you have to have faith that you can excel in what you try, because without faith, it's extremely hard to excel in what you're doing.
We have a unique opportunity to marshal our resources together for the first time in this district's history. We get to bring our youngest students all together at one place on one campus, a campus of 21st century learning. It's been a dream of ours for a long time to do that, and we as a district and we as families will reap tremendous benefits from that. And we are very, very excited.
I'm here with Karen Mellencamp, the director of the Keller Early Learning Center. Now, Ms. Mellencamp, what are some of the features that make the Keller Early Learning Center unique compared to the other campuses in Keller ISD?
What's exciting about our campus is everywhere you go, there's an opportunity for learning. We have the letters and the numbers embedded into the floor, on the walls, all throughout the building. We have a couple of different classrooms that are set up to join together with rotating walls. We have the latest technology available for our students to use, as well as a large community area, which works as our cafeteria, our gym, and a place for assembly. So everywhere you go, there are opportunities for social settings and academic settings at the Early Learning Center.
Mr. Stevenson, how will the opening of the Early Learning Center help the rest of the schools in Keller ISD?
Well, Gunnar, the Early Learning Center allows us to fully implement full-day kindergarten throughout the district, which has been a wonderful thing. It's been a goal of ours for many years. And it also helps us to focus all of our resources for these little guys and gals on one campus so that it's not spread out, and we can ensure that each one of these kids gets the same type of education at such an early age.
I'm here with the Melendezes, whose daughter Vicky is enrolled at the Early Learning Center. Now, could you tell me, as parents, what have your experiences been with the new school?
Well, it's been a great experience. You know, the staff is very, very professional. They've been, they really dedicate not only their time, efforts, but lots of professionalism and they're very dedicated to this group of children, and they really care for their success and their future.
We've been very pleased with my son's involvement here at the Early Learning Center. He has a wonderful teacher, and he loves coming to school, and just has enjoyed his experience.
What's your favorite thing about coming to school here?
Coloring.
Coloring?
I like to play on computers.
You like to play on the computers?
Well, there you have it, 2 new campuses dedicated. We welcome campuses 37 and 38 to Keller ISD's growing family.
That's right, Gunnar. Now make sure to check out the next edition of the Keller Notebook, where we'll be talking about Campus 39.
39? In the meantime, back to you guys.
Thanks for those stories.
Aw, weren't those Early Learning Center kids cute?
Okay.
Well, you'll be seeing more of Timberview Middle School throughout the course of the show. Now, these buildings may be exceptional structures for learning, but it takes more than just that to facilitate an exceptional environment for learning.
What do you mean?
Well, Tyler, what comes to mind when I say safety?
Protection.
Surveillance.
Observation.
Security.
Blanket.
Well, Keller ISD... Blanket?
Yeah.
Well, Keller ISD provides safety and security to its students, staff, and visitors at a state-recognized level.
Neat. Let's find out some more.
Tyler, want to blink?
Oh.
Ever wonder about how safe Keller ISD schools are? Well, wonder no more. At Keller ISD, we have a top-class security plan and infrastructure. But don't just take my word for it. We have proof. Let's go find out more by talking with the district's Department of Safety and Security. Joining me is Cliff James, the Emergency Management Coordinator for our district. Mr. James, why is security so important for Keller ISD?
Well, I'm sure you've heard of Columbine, Virginia Tech, the Amish school shooting. Well, so has everybody else. And unfortunately, those types of tragedies are more and more prevalent in our country. And given the prevalence of those kinds of tragedies, security is more important than it's ever been before.
So what is the goal of Keller ISD's Safety and Security Department?
Well, I think in the simplest terms, I'm a parent and a grandparent, you're a student, and what we want to accomplish is for parents, grandparents, students, visitors, everyone to be able to go to school and feel safe. A safe learning environment is one of the key components to a good education, and that's simply what we want to accomplish, is a good education as safely as possible.
Jeff Baker is the Director of Safety and Security at Keller ISD. Mr. Baker, can you tell us a little bit about the security measures in place to keep our staff, student, and visitors safe on campus?
Sure, Victoria, I'll be happy to do that. We basically run a multi-layered security program in the district. One of the first layers that we have is our school resource officers. We have SROs at every middle school and every high school, and their main job is to create relationships with our students and help keep our facilities safe and secure. Another layer that we have in place is the security cameras in the district. Being a student in the district, you've probably seen them. We have over 1,000 security cameras in place throughout the district. We have been able to reduce our theft. It also helps with tardy and discipline issues as well. Another layer that we have is our access control system, which is fully integrated with our security cameras. We do have burglar alarm systems located at every facility in the district. And another layer that we have is our fire alarm systems, basically life safety issues. If a fire were to break out on a campus or smoke was detected at one of our facilities, our fire alarm systems would trigger and local fire departments would respond. But life safety is a huge issue in the district and one that we take very serious.
I've noticed on the Keller campus, I've seen some dogs being brought in, some handlers. Does that have to do with your security measures?
Actually, Victoria, it does, and that's a very good question. We have a fully integrated canine or dog intervention program which we detect contraband, basically such as drugs. Another measure that we have in place is the use of metal detectors throughout our schools. We are mandated by the state of Texas to have an emergency operations plan, and that is if we were to evacuate a school for whatever reason, we're required to have certain plans and processes in place in order to carry out those plans.
So I understand Keller won the 2010 Texas Safe Schools Award. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
You bet. We're very proud of that award. The Texas School Safety Center gives this honor to one district a year based on their overall safety and security initiatives. We were very pleased about it because it doesn't only focus on one area specifically, like cameras or school resource officers, but it's based on our overall efforts that go into dating violence, bullying prevention, drug abuse, and the technology, the cameras, the school resource officers, and things like that. So very prestigious for it, and we were very honored to get it.
Thanks so much for talking with me. Now I'm going to hand it over to Melanie. She's on one of our campuses to see some of these security measures in action. Melanie?
Thanks, Victoria. I'm at Bear Creek Intermediate School to talk to some of the students about how they feel of security on their campus.
Duh.
How can I help you?
Hi, I'm Melanie Shanks, student ambassador, to interview some students.
I'll buzz you in.
I'm just gonna go interview some students now.
Oh, I'm gonna need your driver's license first.
Great.
Safety is important because if students can't focus on work that's really fun, then it's hard for them. And also, threats and violence, if they're present on campus, it can affect all students in one way or another.
I feel our school does a great job protecting us because there are cameras all throughout the building. No one can get into the building unless permitted by the office, and if they do somehow get into the building, they will be detected very quickly.
All the teachers are different, but they all have one thing in common. They're all very nice.
I think they do a wonderful job in protecting us, and nobody can harm us because of that.
I think BCI is a very safe place to be.
So there you have it. Keller ISD is home of the safest schools in Texas, which creates a perfect environment for students to excel. No need to pack your security blankets, kiddos. KISD has it on lockdown. For the Keller Notebook, I'm Melanie Shanks. Back to you guys.
Okay, so we have exceptional buildings.
Check.
Safety and security.
Check.
Which leads us to one of the most important areas of our organization, exceptional teachers.
And check. Keller ISD has over 2,100 wonderful teachers, all of whom are dedicated to cultivating lifelong learning.
And one who was even recognized recently at the state level. Adrian has the story.
Okay, so we all know that Keller ISD has some of the most exceptional teachers in the state, but it's always nice to get proof. This year, a language arts teacher from Trinity Meadows Intermediate School was named one of only 3 finalists for the 2011 Texas Elementary Teacher of the Year Award by the Texas Education Agency. Let's go me, Donald and Miller.
So here's Harvey's comment. And look, there's a little picture of Yoda showing that he is wise. And here's the pants after he splashed all the water on them. What do y'all think of that solution to the problem? You think that's a pretty good solution?
Miss Miller, what made you decide to become a teacher?
Well, I wasn't always a teacher. It took me a while to get into the teaching profession. But I was a bookkeeper and an accountant for 10 years. But when I went back to school to get my MBA, I realized that accounting wasn't really what I was interested in doing, and what I had wanted to do was be a teacher. So I went back to school and became a teacher. And I knew from the very first day I stepped into a classroom that that was what I was meant to do.
Have you read this one before?
No.
It's World War II, but it's set in Los Alamos.
How would you describe your method of teaching?
Well, what I realized early on was that the traditional ways that we teach language arts, reading and writing, are in some ways restrictive to kids, and that they deserve the opportunity to choose their own books, to choose their own writing topics, and to develop their own interests through literacy. And so I looked critically at the practices in my classroom and decided what things that I was doing actually did motivate and inspire kids to be readers and writers, and what things may actually demotivate them. So as many times as I can in my classroom, I look for those opportunities for students to have control and to make their own choices.
This is Joel. He's a 6th grader here at Trinity Meadows. Joel, how has Miss Miller being your teacher made a difference to you?
Well, before I never read any books, and Miss Miller, she got me into books by recommending and telling me what the books are about. And now I love reading, and I read a lot.
I love it when Miss Miller reads us books because she like really gets into the story and explains to us what's happening.
The reason I love Miss Miller is because she takes time out of her personal life to make fun activities like Harry Potter Club and the book club.
You know what's great about Miss Miller? She always has something good to read, and she's always saying nice stuff, and she's always there and helpful, and just she's so nice.
You know what I don't like about Miss Miller's class? That it goes by so fast because we're having so much fun.
Now, you're not only a teacher, but you're also an author. Can you tell me how that came about?
Well, I was invited to write an advice column for Teacher Magazine about how to motivate and inspire children to read. And because of the popularity of that column, several publishers approached me and asked me to write a book about my classroom methods and my experiences with the children in my own classroom. And that's how the Book Whisperer came about.
So you were recently named Texas Teacher of the Year finalist. Can you tell me more about this honor?
Last August, I was chosen as Region 11 Elementary Teacher of the Year. There are 20 educational regions in the state of Texas, and so each elementary school Teacher of the Year winner and secondary Teacher of the Year winner advances to consideration for State Teacher of the Year. And right before school started, Dr. Weidenheimer came to my campus during staff development and surprised me with the announcement.
I am here today to tell you that you are one of 3 finalists for Elementary Teacher of the Year. Awesome. It's awesome.
I was turning my gown on.
I have to tell you, we are so proud of you. Congratulations, and you represent a fabulous school and a fabulous district.
Yes.
So, congratulations.
So tell me about the Texas Teacher of the Year luncheon in Austin that you recently attended.
The luncheon is held to honor all 40 Regional Teachers of the Year and announce the 2 teachers who've been chosen as Elementary and Secondary Teachers of the Year for the state of Texas. And the finalists are allowed to invite members of their family and people that have been important to them. And so I was able to attend that banquet with Dr. Weidenheimer, our superintendent, my former principal, Ron Myers, my family, one of my former students, and also a few of my colleagues. It was an exciting experience to go to that banquet and to meet other Teachers of the Year from around the state and also receive my award as a state finalist. I hope that my students take away from my classroom a love of reading, an appreciation for books, and how reading can be the key to your education. And also, I think about them later on in their lives being adults and still having that love and joy for reading.
Everyone in Keller ISD is proud of Donalyn Miller for being recognized as one of the top 3 elementary teachers in the state of Texas. Donalyn Miller is proud to call herself an educator. For the Keller Notebook, I'm Adrian Evangelista. Back to you guys.
And congratulations, Mrs. Miller, from all of us at the Notebook.
Well, we're joined by a teacher here at Timberview Middle School who is no stranger to the Texas Teacher of the Year arena.
Grant Simpson was named Texas Elementary Teacher of the Year in 2008 while he was teaching 4th grade at Hidden Lakes Elementary. But his role here at Timberview is quite different. Mr. Simpson, thanks for joining us.
Tell us a little about what you do here at Timberview.
Well, here at Timberview, my role is as an instructional and technology coach.
So one of the things I am doing is working with teachers on how to use some of our devices and some of the spaces that we have that are unique to Timberview, like the collaboration area you see behind us. Another thing we're trying to do is educate our students on some of the energy and money-saving measures we put into building the school, like using solar panels to harvest energy, and some not so fun things to talk about that save money, like our waterless urinals.
Well, that's pretty exciting. Thanks again for talking to us today.
And speaking of money, we now turn our attention to education funding. Here's Veronica with an interesting and enlightening story on the often puzzling topic of school finance.
You join me here at a public forum on the current school funding crisis. School board administrators and trustees from Keller, Grapevine, Colleyville, and Carroll are here to present facts and answer specific questions about school finance. And that's great, because I'm here looking for answers.
Each of the 3 districts have different funding scenarios, but all are facing significant budget cuts as they continue to see the costs for educating students outpace funding.
I'm here with Mark Youngs, Deputy Superintendent of Finance and Intergovernmental Relations with Keller ISD. Mr. Youngs, forgive me for being blunt, but how exactly did we get into this finance crisis?
Well, in 2006, the state legislature passed House Bill 1, which created something called target revenue, which is the amount of money schools can have per student. That number has been flat for 4 years. Our tax rate has also been flat for 4 years. So we've had no increase in revenue in 4 years, and yet at the same time, our expenses keep going up. So we've had to cut the budget a number of times over the last few years in order to balance the budget.
Dr. V, I'm a student, not a taxpayer. How is this funding crisis going to impact me?
Well, it's probably a better question coming from you than the taxpayers, because students in our district will be the ones most directly impacted by the struggles that we're having with the finances. Academic programs, extracurricular programs, library services, counseling services. There's so many things that we take for granted at the schools, our students take for granted at the schools, that have to be paid for. And if there is a $16 million budget deficit, you can't have those things. And so while our taxpayers are a major part of what we do, the impact is going to be felt most quickly from students just like you.
Mrs. Lawton, what are you and other district administrators hoping will come from this public forum?
Well, what we're hoping to do is educate our public about the school funding crisis and encourage them to approach the legislature and the legislators about the ways that the concerns that they have, hoping that we can get some change in this funding formula.
Well, it looks like the meeting is about to start, so let's listen in.
The $1.04 has been fixed for 4 years. Target revenue has been fixed for 4 years, and expenses keep going up. And if they're allowed to keep going up and we keep taking it out of fund balance will go away. The only other option is to stay inside of target revenue and $1.04. That means offering fewer programs and having fewer staff to supply the education that we need.
We start next year flat with not a new eraser by a pencil, with a $16 million deficit. And in relative terms, so you can get the picture, if it were teachers, it would be 291. If it were administrators, it would be 170. And like in Colleyville, we don't even have that many. 3 years worth of co-curricular activities. And I mention that because you always hear about the extracurricular or things that are not required. But I have to tell you, I support bands, choirs, sports, athletics, because of the engagement. That is what makes what we do in this area so special. Absolutely, it engages our kids in ways we'll never engage them.
I hope that you've been educated about the fact that our revenues are frozen, that our local control has been taken away as far as a school board's right to levy our taxes that we feel we need for our independent districts, and that the funding formula per student, as you can see, is very uneven.
We need to begin to reach out to our legislators. We need to be able to, first of all, understand the financial situation, and that's kind of what we were trying to do here. The second thing is get in touch with legislators. Reach out, and you can do so either by placing phone calls or writing to them.
I think that our districts are doing great things with the resources they have, and this is certainly an imperfect system. School finance is a moving target that has been crafted over the decades with patches here and patches there. It has been since the inception of public school finance in Texas. That doesn't mean it's acceptable. It is not. For one thing, it is clearly unfair that similarly situated school districts located right next to each other have vastly different dollar amounts to spend on their students, due in part to an arbitrary formula and hold harmless mechanism put into the statute several years ago. My office spends more time on public education than just about anything else. It is now, and it has always been one of my top priorities. I welcome your participation, and I welcome your ideas. My staff and I will help you participate in this debate as our session convenes, if you would like. We need your help. These districts need your help.
As the forum divides into individual school district meetings, let's gauge some of the attendees' reactions to what they've heard.
Well, I did learn that school finance is a very complicated issue. And while we'd like to do some things without increasing our taxes, it appears that with the school funding process, that's something that we might have to do.
How I feel about the funding crisis is a complicated question, because I understand that as a wealthier district, there are other districts that don't have the resources that we have, and so they also need, funding and whatever. But I also think that the state is mismanaging the money that is being sent to them, and so I don't feel like they're getting, like all the school districts are getting the resources that are coming to them, and too much of the burden is falling on the local taxpayer, and not enough of that money is coming back to the students and to the schools.
It's very disheartening and very disappointing to know where we're at right now, and I'm hoping that down in Austin they listen to what we have to say.
So it looks like this funding crisis is not something that can be solved overnight, but one thing's for sure. After this open forum, there are a lot of better informed community members out there. I have a feeling that's what will ultimately make the difference in solving this problem. Reporting for the Keller Notebook, I'm Veronica Riggs. Back to you guys.
Great reporting, Veronica. For more information on the funding crisis and what you can do to help, please visit our website at www.kellerisd.net.
And now on to our final story for this edition. World Peace Day was recognized recently by several of our schools, using the message to teach students the importance of peace, tolerance, and acceptance.
We sent Notebook reporter Kaylee out to one of those campuses to find out more. I always kind of thought she had a big head.
I heard that.
Thanks, guys. I'm here at Keller Harville Elementary School celebrating World Peace Day, September 21st, 2010. The students are participating in a number of activities, including making pinwheels for peace, a huge banner entitled Picture of Peace, and reading books on peace and tolerance. Let's head inside and check it out.
Good morning, everyone. Well, we have an exciting day planned today. It is International Peace Day, and Ms. Basak and our teachers have planned great activities, so you may say, "And I am such a very young person. How can I quest for peace?" You can quest for peace by searching for peace inside yourself. You can do that by paying attention to what matters, makes you angry, and by noticing when you are being unfair to others. If everyone made that choice, do you think we could have more peace in the world? So with something to think about, this is Mrs. Wheaton and Mrs. Lawrence's 4th grade class ready to tell you,
make it a peaceful day or not, the choice is yours.
One of the main activities for National Peace Day at Keller Harville is their participation in the Pinwheels for Peace program. Students create colorful pinwheels and plant them on the school grounds. The pinwheel represents a childhood symbol and reminds people of a time when things were simple, joyful, and peaceful. This is Ella and Laura, and they are both in 4th grade. Now, Ella, why is world peace important these days?
Because it helps you learn better.
Helps you learn better? And why is the peace important to you?
Because everyone can get along without fights and everyone's friends.
What does peace mean to you?
It means that my dad's in the military, so he gives us peace every day.
But of course, these pinwheels didn't make themselves. Isn't that right, Kaylee? That's right, Kaylee. These Keller Harville Elementary kids are busy creating their pinwheels for this event. Let's go take a look.
Well, Pinwheels for Peace is an art installation project that was started in Florida in 2005 by some art teachers there. And I like to think of it as a visual moment of silence, because just imagine that there's 2 million pinwheels all over the world today spinning, and the kids were thinking about peace when they created them.
This is Sunny and this is Zara, and they're 4th graders here at Keller Harville, and they're making their pinwheels. What are you making on yours?
I put a hand, and it's like I'm holding a peace sign.
Cool. And what are you making on yours, Zara?
Well, I have a flower in the middle, and then there's a rainbow in the middle, and then there's dirt.
Wow, it looks beautiful.
It takes a while to get all of the materials put together, and the kids spend one whole week creating pinwheels in their art class. We put a banner out in the hall, and Miss Hibbets in the library read some stories and talked to them, and the kids tried to come up with synonyms for the word peace and added that to our banner that we hung up with their pinwheels outside.
Well, Kaylee, in the library, I've been talking about peace with my students, but each level of class really understands peace in a different way. My kindergarten, 1st and 2nd graders, when I asked them what do they think of when they think of peace, they thought of nap time, quiet time, and really sweet things like that. And so my 3rd and 4th graders were ready for a little bit more of a worldwide view of peace. So we talked about tolerance and acceptance.
World peace here at Keller Harville is very important to us, and we have found that when children are engaged in activities, it's more meaningful. So we've tried to engage the kids in all parts of the curriculum this week and talking about world peace. And this year is for young people, and we need, we're raising tomorrow's leaders, and so we hope this is impacting them to make good choices and to lead our society towards peace. Maybe someday there will be complete world peace. I hope when they're my age, they'll have complete world peace.
They say that in today's world, peace should be more than a word. At Keller Harville, they've taken that concept to the next level. For the Keller Notebook, I'm Kaylee Ferris. Peace out.
So there you have it, Keller Notebook, Episode 1 in the can.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope we have enlightened you on some of the ins and outs, the comings and goings, the proverbial glue that holds together the very fabric of Keller ISD.
Wow, Tyler, that was beautiful.
Thanks, it came from the heart.
Poetry. Well, for now, I'm Karina.
And I'm Tyler, and we'll see you next time on The Notebook.